This is something I learned today. Jack-o'-lanterns are stupid. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Whose idea was it to like just cut holes in this pumpkin and put a light in it?
What was the reason? I've looked this up before. Keep talking.
It started in Ireland. I looked it up too. Oh. Ireland and Scotland. They did it with, but they didn't start it. No. They did, I don't know why. Oh. They didn't start it with pumpkins though. They did it with like potatoes and like other stuff, squash. Like yeah, of course, potatoes. Ireland. We Irish.
Yeah.
This is the Whoever Knows podcast. Thank you guys for joining us once again. We're episode 102.
Look at you.
I know. I remembered it. This is a callback. If you've been with us for a while, I had no idea what episode number we were on, and Dave would always remind me. It is episode number 102. It's been a long day, a long weekend for all of us. I have no idea what we're going to talk about tonight. We are a part of the Brew Bros Network, which is in conjunction a part of the Be in the Know Network. We do two things at once because we're busy guys over here. How I don't know what to say now. What do I do with my hands? How are we feeling?
Exhausted, tired, all the things. It's been a long day.
Yeah, for context, anyone who follows us, it is Dave's birthday weekend. So shouts to Dave. Snaps. We probably could have done like a birthday thing on this podcast and not even think
That's
about it.
okay.
So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
I wasn't going to sing the whole song. Let's be honest.
I was committed. Yeah.
How many languages can you sing happy birthday in? Because I just thought of like 3 different ways to sing it right when I started singing.
One.
That's 3 more than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spanish, I can get you there maybe.
Depending on the day, I'll forget it in English.
Okay. I just have flashbacks to like elementary school every time people sing happy birthday. Because in French class, my teacher would always sing happy birthday. And it goes, bon anniversaire. Anyways, I'm going to stop.
Oui, oui.
Oh, mon cher.
Croissants in there's a bagel.
There's an inside joke about that we actually talked about last night. Apparently, anytime I hear a name that sounds French, I can't help but just, which may be a little insensitive, and I'm sorry.
We had to play a game of Is My Baby Racist before I left Aaron's house earlier.
What?
So Vic was there, our African American friend Vic, and my 1-year-old wouldn't give him a high five. I was like, okay, cool. And then Aaron walked up. I was like, hold on, we got to do a check real quick. I was like, let's make sure he also won't give Aaron a high five. And he wouldn't, so we're good.
Yeah, he also did not give me a high five. He did when he left, which I appreciated. But earlier in the...
One more than I got.
Yeah. Earlier in the day, he did something, and I was like, yeah, dude. And I like did this, and he literally gave me a stink eye and turned around. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to punt this little kid.
They can hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
They're honest about their feelings, you know.
He was hitting on a little like 2-year-old at the brewery afterwards. So
nice.
Good for him.
Wow.
Proud of my guy.
Good for him. A lot of things happening in the city this weekend. Namely, the reason we're all tired, not Dave's birthday. Taylor Swift is here.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Tay-Tay?
I feel like we have to.
I feel like we should. And here's why. I came to the realization today. I didn't know we were going to talk about this. I came to the realization today that this Taylor Swift stretch of concerts in New Orleans is bigger than anything I've ever seen in my entire life, including the Super Bowl.
It is 3 Super Bowls.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what else? Not only that, it's like the most wholesome thing I've ever seen in New Orleans. Like there's the video, I'm sure y'all have seen it, the video of the little girls on Bourbon, and there's a crowd of Swifties doing karaoke on Bourbon Street, and it's the most peaceful I've ever seen Bourbon in my life.
Yeah.
I would love to see a cut from Mardi Gras, and it's just like titties out, drunk people, fights, and then it just cuts to Taylor Swift weekend, and it's just girls singing karaoke. It's an
8-year-old girl
clean
singing Taylor
street,
Swift karaoke.
And it's just like,
Well, honestly, if you just pan the camera a little bit more, it probably is a little bit further down the street.
I mean, Bourbon's not that bad during the day normally.
This was at night.
This is at night.
Well, it started during the day and went all night long.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just heaven. It's everywhere. Like, it's not only in the city. What are we singing?
All night long.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you start.
Sorry.
I was ready to join in, but I didn't hear it.
It would be funny in one of those videos. I think we talked about it, just to have one New Orleans homeless person just come through and just scare him a little bit.
See, that's the thing. They went above and beyond to clean up the city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in air quotes.
Yeah.
Before this, before the flights came in.
Yeah.
You know, like 2 days before, they're like, "All right, homeless folks, you gotta go."
Yeah. Well, they're treating it as like a trial run for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But this is bigger than the Super Bowl.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's insane.
I didn't fully realize it until I went to go get merch that day, like on Thursday, which is the day I think really people started coming in town. And like everybody in the line was like, yeah, we literally just landed and took an Uber from the airport to here. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, like you didn't even go check, like nothing. They just came to get merch. And I was like, who is, as I was also waiting in line, I was like, who is waiting in line just for merchandise? It's
crazy.
In the sun on a Thursday.
Do you not work? No, we flew in for the concert. Oh.
And I don't think anyone in the crowd around me was local at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
that's another reason why I feel like this is just like the Super Bowl. People are literally just traveling with this series. They're like, yeah, you know, we're just going to watch her 17 times.
Yeah.
What?
The only thing that kind of blows my mind is obviously all WSU and WWL, all these places and media outlets are posting that she's in town and clips of the concert. And then there's always like 50% of the people are like, I can't wait till Monday. I can't wait till she's out of town. This is horrible. Would never get the obsession. It's like, who cares? Like, it's the most, it's not like they're being ignorant, they're being obnoxious. Exactly. It's like the most wholesome, you know, family people that are going, and these people just are like for no reason.
Yeah. Listen,
I mean, there's obviously some kind of political maybe stuff with it, you know, but
yeah, that's definitely, there is a group like that. Yeah. The other ones are just like, they don't like the music, and it's just like, okay, you don't have to like the music, but who cares if these people do?
Right. I would never pay that much. It's like, okay, well then don't go. These people are paying for it. They want to go to it. Who can, like?
Yeah, I don't care.
But if you're like in this, if you're from anywhere around the city, like you should be loving this. The amount of money it's got to be bringing in is unreal.
Yeah, it's great for the economy.
Absolutely.
I get being a local though, and wanting to go some random place in the city and not being able to go because it takes an extra hour because of some dumb traffic thing going on. That sucks, but it's a great thing for the city.
Right. But like when they hung the thing from the dome, the friendship bracelets from the dome, there were a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, this is cool," whatever. But then every other one was like, "Are you kidding me? Why are we doing this?" I'm like, how does that affect you in any way? Like, who cares?
I don't understand why people care about things that have nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Not even Taylor Swift or not.
Right.
Like,
it's like, it's always the classic argument. Like, well, I don't get this. I would never do this. It's like, okay, well then it's not for you.
Right.
Why complain about it?
Listen, 70-year-old white man, you're probably not her intended audience anyway.
This ain't for you, bud.
Right. Like, cool. Move on with your life. I don't like
Dirt on My Boots Fest is 3 states down. Go find it.
It's like that in sports a lot too. Until this team changes this, I'm never watching a game. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Don't watch.
Yeah. Remember all those people that were never going to watch another NFL game?
Yeah,
I do. I know a few of them.
Have you watched a few NFL games with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
It's like, wow,
there is one who has just stopped, but I don't think it's related to that. I think it was more of just like the Saints in general, and he just has gotten over NFL football.
Yeah,
that's fair. The Taylor Swift conversation. At what point are we allowed to just say she is the biggest star of all time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it was like. Like, you see the old videos of like Queen touring or like Michael Jackson or like the Beatles, but like, I don't know how that translates to today. But like,
as far as I'm concerned, there's like 3 names she's with, and it's Prince, Michael Jackson, and the Beatles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and granted, all 3 of those are before like my time. Well, like Prince and Michael Jackson were alive, right? But they weren't doing like mega tours when I was.
Prince is interesting because, like, yes, he's massive, but I don't know if he had enough of a well, maybe I'll take that back. I don't want to say he had enough of a catalog. I guess I just don't look at him at that level. I know that he is the most successful, like monetarily, because he owned his masters and all that stuff, and he was very intelligent when it came to the music industry, and he made great music. But I don't think he was the same as like even a Beyonce.
I think there's people that would tell you he's on the same level as Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I
love Prince's music, so I won't sit here and argue.
I always view Michael Jackson and the Beatles as like 1 and 2, but she's got to be up. Like it might be over. Like that race might be over.
Yeah.
She's only like 30 something.
Yeah.
Like
it's interesting because, and I don't want to make this any type of thing. I'm just throwing that out there before I say it. People would get upset and say that Beyonce is just as big as Taylor Swift. Like I always heard that argument on Twitter. And I was like, yeah, maybe. Like I could see that. But now having seen a Beyonce concert come through recently and this Taylor Swift series that's come through night and day.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's I've never seen anything like it ever. Like when there's events for it an hour away.
Yeah.
Like and people are going to them.
Yeah. Come make a friendship bracelet and do trivia in an hour away from where this actual concert is. I'm there.
Yeah.
My sister drove in from Alabama today.
Yeah.
To New Orleans. So what, 2.5 hours probably. Went do whatever they were doing at Flirty Girl, then walked down the street just to go do some trivia somewhere, then drove back across the lake another hour to do more trivia. Like, and she
Crazy.
like there's crowds everywhere. Like they got the house that's decorated with the Taylor Swift, just a Taylor Swift skeleton. There is hundreds of people outside that house just to take pictures. I've never seen anything like this in my life. She might be number 1.
It's insanity.
Yeah. Like you said, it's tough to compare just because, hypothetically, you put Michael Jackson in today's time, could he do a 3-day tour, in sellout cities? I think absolutely he could, but it's tough to really compare, and like you said, she's young, so she's more likely going to continue to do this, and it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And
maybe reports are, let's sip some tea. Hold on. No. Reports are that she may want to take some time off and have a child here soon.
She probably should take some time. If you think about it, and this is kind of why her fan base is so big. She started doing this at like 16. Right. And
little country tay-tay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the women that are her fans were the same age at that time, like in that age range. And they've just kind of grown up with her. And like everybody says, like, oh, she's basically like reading my journal, is what some of these interviews were saying. So they relate to her so much. But my point is she hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It's been almost an album a year, it feels like. Then she did her whole thing. And then she went and re-recorded all of her work. Mm-hmm. And like that speaks to how you were talking about Prince being like a mastermind of all of that. She's on another level of understanding how all of that works too. So it's just like,
who is kind of in that same vein. It's a little underrated. Is I think Bieber. Bieber was kind of like that. He started young, and then he went mega pop star, world tours, and then he took some years off, got married. Now he has a kid, and
he went off the rails though too a little bit.
Well,
like
if you were forced to go to Diddy parties, you might go off the rails too.
Fair. But it's another thing that speaks to Taylor Swift. Like there's a lot of people that have had like a moment, right, where they were like, oh, they might have been this for a couple years, but she's found a way to
just keep pushing.
It's part of it is because like she's never had like a scandal really. Like she's just
the only thing with her once, or maybe there's always like the little girl drama that happens, right? Like it was like, oh, like she's no longer friends with Selena, and then like she doesn't like Justin Bieber, and then
but
like,
it makes her fan base stronger.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. The Kim K and Kanye thing, like all that, like, and she just keeps moving.
Good for her, man.
Throws veiled shots and songs, and people love them, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like this.
Yeah, listen, she had her little diss track on this one, and I was like, kind of a hard diss track, if we're being honest.
For a pop singer, that thing slapped.
Yeah, but good for her, man. I'm going no shame, enjoy this concert tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah. What's your fit? What song do you want to hear? I know she like changes it up a lot, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Last night they got the Black Dog in Our Song. Our Song would have been a cool one because that's kind of one like me and my sister had a little vibe over, I guess.
Weird.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, just, the way knowing what the song is about.
Okay. I guess I should clarify it. My sister, when she was little, we would drive around listening to Taylor Swift, and every time it says knocking on the window, we would both knock on the window. So it's like a thing we had. 22 is another one that we always like to sing together. So that one would be cool. I've seen like the normal set list, but I don't remember it. So I don't know what she's playing. I've tried to avoid all the videos of it and stuff because I kind of just want to go into it blind.
I'm surprised I haven't seen more videos. Maybe I just haven't been on social media because it's been your birthday weekend and I've just been fucking busy all dang weekend.
I thought I was going to go a lot harder for a birthday weekend. I've realized the older I get, I can't have 4 days worth of birthday celebration. Look, last night I was fully prepared after dinner to go out and have fun. And we sat down for one drink. But to be fair, I texted you beforehand. I was like, I either need a nap or not stop moving. We stopped moving. That was it.
Oh, I knew once we decided to go there. That's why. So I tried to take the approach of, not my birthday. I am doing whatever this guy says he wants to do. Yeah. And when you turned, first you were walking one way, and I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna go have a night. And then you turned to go to the other place, and you're like, oh, I've never been there before. I was like, okay. I knew the night was over. I was like, this place is not the type of night that you're gonna go to and then want to go somewhere else. It's cool, but it's
if I'd have gotten through the drink a little quicker, it might have actually. But to be honest, as we were walking back to the car, started to get the feeling a little bit.
You could have pushed. Victoria and I were ready. She was dancing. She was ready to go. She was like, I was going to go get a margarita. I was like, why didn't you say that sooner?
Yeah. I could have. Yeah. See, when she said that, I was like, oh, we should go. Then I felt bad. But also, I was asleep within the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
I was out, dude. Anyway, anybody got any topics?
That was my topic. Taylor Swift.
I had a couple. I told you. You probably don't even remember them from the other night.
I might.
I got a couple myself.
I might.
I'll lead it with it, I guess.
Can he fight though? That was one.
Can he fight though?
I remember.
Can he fight though? You missed it. It was a good time. Stories that won't be told on the podcast. Anyway, if you had a magic bean that could become a tree of any type of food, so essentially you have an endless supply of that food, what would that food be?
Are we talking entrees?
Brother, if you try to make me clarify this question, it's very straightforward. There's a tree.
Is it weird that my first thought was lasagna?
No, that's fine. That's fair. No, it's anything.
We were talking about it today. I'm like, man, good lasagna.
It will grow a bowl of lasagna.
Yeah. I get what he's thinking though, because he's like, shit, do I still have to take this food and then cook it?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying now. No, it's not just giving you the noodles. It's like
Garfield hot lasagna.
Yeah, no, it's like,
sign me up.
All right, so you have a bean. It's a magic bean, right? And when you plant it, if you want lasagna, it's going to come out and be like, boom, bowl of lasagna.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're going lasagna?
That was the first thing that popped in my head. It's like filling. It's always good. Doesn't disappoint.
Underrated food, I think. My first thought was immediately pizza. I was like, yeah, if I could just have endless pizza, that'd be fantastic.
What kind of pizza, though?
Like from a place?
Yeah.
Or just like...
Yeah, like you obviously don't want some kind of generic pizza. Is it like a thin crust? Is it a regular? Is it a stuffed? Is it a pepperoni? Do you get, now if you chose pizza, do you get like any toppings? Or does it have to be specific?
I love the clarification.
I would say like pepperoni pizza. I almost don't even care where it's from. Like
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I think we've had the conversation of
eat 100 days of Little Caesars pepperoni pizzas and you'll see if you care about the quality.
But that's the beauty. You don't have to eat it, but it's there if you want it.
If you want it.
No, the rule isn't like, oh, you have this tree and you have to go. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, if I want pizza, bam, I got a pizza tree in the backyard.
Yeah. I have settled on my answer, by the way. My tree is going to grow the club sandwich from Kid on Columbia.
I fucking knew it was going to be something healthy.
That is not healthy at all.
It's more healthy than lasagna and pizza.
With a side, first of all, okay, it's bread that's literally like griddled in some type of butter, and then there's like mayonnaise, cheese, a bunch of different meats.
I appreciate a good club sandwich.
This is also not healthy.
Also fair, and I might change my answer to the one from Chimes.
Okay.
The blackened chicken club from Chimes.
Yeah,
elite sandwich.
Can I get the side of gumbo with it though? I need cured to allow.
If I get sides, I want some garlic bread on my branches.
You got 2 magic beans? Because I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if I would use 2 of them for 2 different days. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might be going a different route there.
Yeah.
I'll settle for just the sandwich. It's fine.
Yeah, because then all you got to do is get the like. You just got to worry about the side, right?
Am I allowed to sell my food?
Sure. Hey, it's your food. It's your beans, bro. You do what you want to do with your beans.
I'm opening up a lasagna stand.
All I sell is this one lasagna. So nothing else.
Is it like a certain person's lasagna? Do you have like lasagna from a restaurant that you want? Like mine would be
specific lasagna. I think just like a good, like 3 meat lasagna.
3 meat lasagna.
Some little sausage.
What different meats?
Yeah. When I think lasagna, it's ground meat.
What kind of different meats do you put like sausage?
Did you mean like three cheese?
No, they got like
Italian
the
sauce?
Stouffer's has like I wouldn't want Stouffer's, but
I was saying that's worse than the Little Caesars pizza.
yeah. I don't know what the three meats are, to be honest.
You should probably start looking into that.
Should, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard. I don't think
It's
I've
got
ever.
ground beef. I know that much.
That's
ground
one meat.
beef, some sausage.
We eating rabbit?
We eating rabbit, some
I've
horse,
only- yeah.
forefoot.
The lasagna I eat has one meat. If you said three cheese, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's too much cheese.
Is it?
Lasagna is just cheese, essentially. It's noodles, cheese, and it's a pizza almost.
It basically is pizza.
I've said it for years. Chicago deep dish lasagna
Well,
with a little bread.
it's a little thicker. You just can't touch it. There's something about it. I couldn't eat it all the time. I would never put it on a tree. But, once a year, give me a good Chicago style deep dish.
Buffalo wings would be kind of close.
Ooh.
Some buffalo wings.
From where? Just random buffalo wings? Because I've had some bad buffalo wings.
I didn't taste the ones from the place the other night, but I'll take them.
I'm
I don't even need a taste.
heavily considering hitting that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be a good sauce. The sauces, I think, is the key. Chicken's a big part of it too, but
You go buffalo? I might go like some garlic parm. I feel like I really got to be in the mood. Like I love buffalo wings, but I don't know that that's something I'd want to eat like on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I'm not.
Garlic parm is a good flavor that I think is like it's a mild flavor that you could I think have a little more consistently.
I think it's interesting. A lot of people have different opinions of what their go-to wings are. Because like I'm different as well. I like something like sweet and spicy, or like I like a Thai peanut sometimes, like just something off the wall. Like I don't know if I have I don't know if I'm just going to Hooters or something and just getting like some wings for the night. Like I always get like medium wings. Like, so I guess my regular, if a plain flavor would just be like a medium buffalo sauce, I guess. But I would rather like switch it up. Like we order wings to the house a lot, and I don't think I ever get the same flavor. Yeah.
Or it's always like half and half.
that's what I get. I'm a big like half, buffalo, half lemon pepper. That's like
lemon pepper.
that's my two. That's my two
that's not a bad
go-tos.
I go garlic parm and buffalo, and then I eat a couple, and then I mix like 3 or 4 of them together. And it's like a garlic parm buffalo sauce.
Interesting.
Vitolis calls it Chalmette sauce.
Well, if the shoe fits, buddy. Apparently.
There you go.
Chalmette sauce. Huh?
Shalmations and these weird concoctions.
It's good.
What else y'all got going on out there?
Rockies. We got Rockies.
Also, I just want to call out. We had a topic last week, which we just put out, which was about gumbo, and it was about putting maters in your gumbo. And I go to a friend's house today, and there are maters in this damn gumbo.
Lo and behold.
I'm not going to say any
It's
names.
a damn shame. I tell you what.
I was like, what? It was fine. It was,
Explain yourself.
Yeah.
yeah, we powered through. The meat was sensational. So
That only had 2 meats.
chicken and sausage.
Sometimes 3 meats is too much.
Don't say
Some people say.
the streets is talking.
Streets is talking.
This
3 meats is too
ridiculous.
much.
What was your topic, Aaron?
I just had, obviously working out in New Orleans, I experienced this a lot, but I just want to know why, when you pull up to a red light next to a homeless person, why is it the absolute longest red light in the history of red lights?
Just like a stare down sometimes too. It's like,
Well, they're especially when they're like right in your window and you just have to not look. Sometimes I'll pull up to where that part of the car is completely blocking. I don't know. It just seems like it's the absolute longest, and you're like, please, this light has to turn green at some point.
yeah.
Listen, man. Sometimes, most of the time, I'm just like smiling a wave. Like, look, I'll give you my attention.
Oh yeah.
I don't have nothing for you
I'll
today.
give my head nod sometimes.
Yeah, I try not to just ignore him.
What's up, buddy?
I'll give him a smile and a wave. If that's not good enough for you today, like I can't help you, bro.
What do you think y'all's ratio is to, or have you even ever given money or something to a homeless person?
Yeah.
I gave you like 1 out of 100.
Percentage wise, if we're going out of 100, it's probably 10%.
I think it's pretty high.
I used to not as much now because I guess I don't see him as much. But when I was working in the quarter, it was pretty often because it's like well, right now, like I don't have cash on me. That is a big part of it. But like when I would get off the interstate at like St. Bernard Avenue or whatever, they'd be sitting at the corner, and I was working for tips, so I always had cash. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. Working in the quarter, they'd walk by all the time. If I got cash, is what it is.
Yeah, I feel like there's one specific homeless person right underneath the bridge by the dome, and he has whatever concoction he has in this windshield wiper spray bottle. I don't know what it is. And he just starts windshield wiping your car, whether you want to or not. And then at that point, you just feel guilt tripped. And so I always give him.
That's why he keeps doing it. Listen,
I know, but it's like,
nope.
If you really want to play that game, like if you don't want to have to give him money, you don't give him money, and he won't spray your windshield again. I promise you that.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I see him coming, no thanks.
Always,
and if he sprays it, I'm like,
you know what you do? Hit the thing. You're like, watch this.
But see, every time they do that, it's always the opposite. Then as soon as he starts windshield wiping my windshield, green light. And I'm like, okay. And he's just going to town, and I got cars behind me, and you're just awkwardly, I can't drive off while he's still wiping my windshield.
Yeah. You should tap on the window. I gotta go.
Yeah, then I start spraying the windshield wiper.
What's your percentage?
It's pretty low. It was probably a lot higher before I started working in the city before, and then I would see him every day. My route always took me like down St. Charles towards Magazine, and every day when I would leave to go back and get on interstate, somebody would be sitting at the corner, and like I think at first I would occasionally, probably like 10% of the time, right? But like now I'm probably at like 0.05 or something. Like I'm just like, no, dude.
Yeah, now mine's probably about the same now. Yeah. Like but like if you're asking me like throughout my entire life, it's probably at 10%, but might have been at like 15 at one point, and it's drastically dropping down.
I'll tell you what, I got humbled. I think I told this story on the podcast once. I got humbled one day where like the guy came up to the car, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm not giving this dude money, and I was ignoring him. And I had my son with me, and my son happened to have cash, and he like rolls down his window. I was like, hey, he like gets the guy to come over. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Yeah. And he like hands him like $10. And I'm like, bro, you don't even make money. You're giving away your money. So I felt bad.
It's funny you said that, because I did have it was yesterday. We were driving home, or maybe the day before. I was picking up my son from school, and I had him in the back, and a homeless man walked up, and I kind of wished, in that moment, I was like, I wish I had like even $1 right now that I could give it to him, and just to see if he would be like, oh, why did we do that? Yeah. And I didn't have any cash or anything.
That's what I loved is, so first of all, when I said, bro, you don't even make money, I didn't say that out loud. That's what I had internally. I also had internally, wow, like what a freaking decision for this kid to decide to just give this dude the money that the only money he has, basically. I was like, that's so cool.
Do you feel like he had seen you do it at some point, and that's why? Or is it just like...
Maybe.
Like he had to get it from somewhere, right?
Yeah, probably. I can be nice occasionally. Yeah. I like to pretend I have a good heart.
That's where my head was at yesterday. I was like, if he sees me do it just once, maybe he'll understand. Yeah. But I didn't have any money. So.
I feel like I feel like I've given more food out than anything. Like if I'm driving, like a few weeks ago, I got donuts for my team, and I have 24 glazed donuts, and a homeless guy is like, sir, I'm like, just take a donut, Right. But I've also had another person that I've tried to give him food, and he's like, I don't want the food. He's like, I need money. I'm like, well, decisions like that are why you're here. Because you got to take whatever it seems like, but if you want to be picky, go for it.
I definitely used to give food out when I worked in a quarter, because we'd get food. I think I was telling you this last night. I'd get food from the restaurants around there all the time. And like, I'd bring food. I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat this. Or they'd bring me something that I don't even eat. Right. Yeah. And I'd be like, hey, bro, you want some food?
I used to do that a lot with like leftovers, as bad as that sounds. Like I'd be in a quarter and I'd be like, I'm not leaving. I have this big box of leftovers. And I'd just be like, here, bro, you want this? Like just some dude.
I've definitely done that before.
Yep. Yeah, those were my topics.
Cool. That's it. That's all we got.
I got one more. It's kind of nostalgia based.
I got something. I forgot.
Call of Duty is released Thursday. And it just made me, with everything going digital and, just GameStop, kind of not fading away, but basically fading away. It just made me kind of sad a little bit that the younger generation are not really going to experience midnight releases like we all used to. That was the funnest part. You knew the game was coming out. You go with your buddies. You camp out at, get there at 10 o'clock. You play Call of Duty sometimes, or you just wait in line, you talk with everybody, you wait in this huge line, get the game, you go back, you download it, play with your buddies. Same thing with Maddens and just any big video game, and just waiting in line. That was like just an experience and a fun part of everybody get together. And I saw a Twitter video of a guy, he went to GameStop midnight release of Call of Duty, and it was like, it was him and one other guy. And I'm like, it's kind of sad that the younger generation, that's never going to be a thing, because you can pre-order it digitally, play it at 11 a.m. It's already downloaded.
Yeah. It downloads like in advance.
It downloads like 2 weeks beforehand. And it's like, it's kind of sad. I don't know. It's just like that. It was a fun experience that they're just not going to be able to experience anymore. So it's just,
there's a lot of things like that too.
I was about to say it's beyond video games.
Yeah. And I think it's like we talked about this before. And I'm not even going to you can get into the other stuff of like the midnight releases for phones or like products or any of that stuff. But like for me, it's just like, I feel like as a culture or as a society, we are just separating ourselves more and more and more, where we just don't have to be around people. We just stay inside. I was thinking about this earlier, just thinking about my daughter and like the activities that we do, where it's like, she still hasn't even learned how to ride a bike. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of on me. But like, we've tried a few times, and then like, we just hang out inside and do other things sometimes. And it's like, I think when I was a kid, I was just always outside. So like, I just eventually learned how to ride a bike. Like, and just little things like that. Just society's so different from how I grew up. Or
well, part of that is like you probably had friends that were learning how to ride bikes.
Right.
You're like, well, I want to learn how to do that.
Right.
Where like, you like, she still has friends, right? But like for me at least, like all my friends were in one like neighborhood, like in a few street range, and we rode bikes to get to each other. Yeah. That doesn't feel like a thing anymore either. So it's like they almost don't, when they hang out, it's like inside and or we go somewhere and do something. It's not stuff like little things like that.
Yeah. I don't know why I picked out on that one. Cause like my son also he never wanted to ride a bike. He just wanted to play video games and stuff. So like for me now it's personal. I'm like, no, this is happening. Yeah. So I don't know, but either way.
I don't know. It was just something like me and you had camped out for the PS4 at Walmart. You know, we get there at 10 o'clock at night and wait in line and get the PS4. And then now it's like with the PS5s coming out, it's like everyone's online in a queue waiting to get, I don't know. Just
there's a lot of things. I've said it before. I used to be the same group of like 3 or 4 people that I only knew from like this one thing, from camping out for like iPhone releases. Like that's not something like a lot of people do. So the people that did it, it was the same little group of people at the same little AT&T every year. And like we would bring cornhole, like it was an event. It was a tailgate like overnight. Yeah, that was fun. And then it kind of ties back into the Taylor Swift thing. Like my grandma used to always tell me about waiting out in line for like Rod Stewart tickets. And like that's all gone because of like the queues and stuff for online tickets, which is actually like it's made things worse. Like if you waited out in line, you were getting a real ticket. You had no concerns. Now like you see like
bots and
I don't know if like I've been flooded on Facebook with like Taylor Swift fan groups, and it's like, oh, are my tickets real? Right. And I'm like, that was never an issue. But it was fun because, like, you're there with a bunch of like like-minded people that all like the same stuff, and I kind of got that feeling again the night at the little trivia thing, because I was like, all these people are here for the same little reason, and like they just turned on a song and they're like, all right, we're gonna play this song, and we want everybody to sing, and I was like, oh, this is a cool little moment. Like I miss things like that.
Yeah.
Well, you brought it up too with the Taylor Swift thing. It's like even. With this one, they said, tickets aren't being sold at the box office. Tickets are only on like Ticketmaster or resale. And it's like, I don't know, it's just something like that, especially when you're paying that much money for it. You would like to have some kind of, we talked about it before, the physical tickets, and just something that is just never really going to be a thing, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it once. It was like, I used to always keep my physical Saints tickets. Yeah, every year, on the off chance that they win the Super Bowl, and like how people do the thing where it's like you win, you put the newspaper, and then there's tickets around it, and you can buy those anywhere. But I was like, I want to do it if it happens with my specific tickets, and now I can't even do that because there are no physical season tickets. Like I don't know that maybe I can go to a box office and be like, hey, can I get the ticket for my seat? Like I don't know if that's a Probably not, because I think everything is digital now.
I think they went ticketless.
Yeah, so
I think even like if you just buy a random seat, like it's just ticketless.
Yeah, I know. So I know because I remember hearing stories for the Shohei game where he broke the record and went crazy or whatever. People had tickets, like physical tickets, but they had extra seats. So afterwards, you could go buy just tickets after the game if you wanted to have tickets to frame or whatever, just to have. And people were reselling them or whatever. But that's the last time I've heard about like physical tickets for anything.
Yeah.
Did you see how much that ball finally sold for?
Yeah, actually, I was listening to a podcast on the way over here about it. It was
$4.5 million.
Yeah, so the guy, so it's actually,
and he wanted a pitcher and a signed baseball bat. No thanks, Ohtani.
It actually only went for like 3.6 or something, and seven or 800,000 of it is like for the auction company. But yeah, that was weird. That's literally what I was listening to when I got out the car just now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. Give me my money.
Good for that, dude.
You would think like as much money as Ohtani made, somebody would try to, and on his team would try to buy the ball back. But
you know, it would have been hilarious if his translator would have got it.
That was why I looked at Aaron the way I was like, there is one guy.
And held it hostage. What a fun little turn of events that would have been.
You come publicly and say, I did not take any of your money and gamble, and you get the ball.
Yeah. No shot, buddy.
Yeah.
You're keeping that ball.
That's what's so funny about him and his translators. I saw something he was talking with, I think it was Cameron Brink, the WNBA player, and he's speaking fluent English. And they're like, what does he need a translator for? Like, he's clearly knows what he's doing and spitting game. You know, just that's Shohei for you.
Well, she just got married, so if he's spitting game, he's already losing.
A man with that kind of money.
Oh yeah, I don't know who she got married to. So I have a hot take.
Yes,
we can go Halloween for a second. This is something I learned today. Jack-o'-lanterns are stupid. I don't like them.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Whose idea was it to like just cut holes in this pumpkin and put a light in it?
What was the reason? I've looked this up before. Keep talking.
It started in Ireland. I looked it up too. Oh. Ireland and Scotland. They did it with, but they didn't start it. No. They I don't know why. They didn't start it with pumpkins though. They did it with like potatoes and like other stuff, squash. Like of course, potatoes. Ireland. We Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
no, I agree. I get the painting pumpkins. That's simple and easy. No mess. Carving just no mess to an extent with the painting, but
I was gonna say debatable.
I don't know. It just. I don't know. I don't get it. And then like I get going to the pumpkin patches and stuff are cool, but some people just live for going and picking out the pumpkins and taking it back and carving it. And I'm just like,
I'm all in on the pumpkins. That's fine. I'll do the whole experience where like, we'll go to a pumpkin patch. We'll pick out a pumpkin. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need to cut it.
Yeah. We've fully transitioned into painting pumpkins. Yeah. That's why when given the option today, one of them were like, "Oh, you want to carve it?" I was like, "Nope, don't even give my kids the option to do that." We're painting, and then my son painted his face.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That was your aunt or somebody was like kept saying something about carving it. My daughter was like, "Yeah," and I was like,
"It's like stop it."
I don't know you, but I really wish you understood how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So carving pumpkins was to ward off evil spirits. And Stingy Jack, a trickster from Irish folklore.
Wow, Stingy Jack.
So they'd carve them, place them in the windows, and that was the reason.
Nice.
So they had to get Stingy Jack off.
Oh.
Okay.